Right, folks, as you've seen from the thumbnail and the thumb title, this video is about Clarkson and his article about Meghan Malarkey, the woman who thinks she's special, but she isn't really, is she? She's not really special. The woman who seems to have made it her mission to destroy, or try to have a fucking good go at destroying the royal family by throwing her toys out the pram because she can't get her own way. She's probably also never heard the word no in her fucking life. Now, normally, folks, I would have put this on my Rumble channel, but I thought, no, more people will see my opinions on this, and yeah, why not? I'll just stick it on my normal channel, on my YouTube channel, and see what happens. And it's also publicising my Rumble channel. So if you go over to Rumble, type in Blue Van Man, capital B, capital V, capital M, all one word. I didn't mean it to come out like that, it's just the way it goes. You'll see some of my other thoughts and discussions on what has been happening. Now, I know people don't like Clarkson, right? And I can see why people don't like Clarkson. He's arrogant, aggressive in theory, I suppose, self-opinionated. You know, he likes what he says, and he says what he likes. And that is one of the reasons I like him. I'm a massive fan of Clarkson's. I won't deny it. In fact, if I went up to Clarkson and he told me to fuck off, I'd be honoured. I'd be honoured. I wouldn't be doing. People have this thing where they've got to melt around people who they meet and stuff, and I don't want that. I'd rather have if you know what I mean. It's just, that's the way it is. So. I know people don't like him, and I can see why they don't like him, yeah. But at the time of this video, which is 21st of December, and it's 13:20 in the afternoon, Jeremy Clarkson will stay as host, I've made some notes, will stay as host of the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire at the moment, as ITV bosses blast stars awful comments about Meghan Markle, but the broadcaster says they still plan to keep him as the quiz show presenter. That sounds about right with the ITV, because it's about the money, the views, and all that kind of shit with ITV. That's why they kept Anton Deck on when Ant went out in his Mini and smashed it all up, didn't he? So that's why they kept him on. That's why they basically just didn't bother with Caroline Flack, because she didn't make them enough money. If Caroline Flack was bringing them in fucking millions of views and millions of pounds, they'd have kept her. They'd have looked after her. But no, they did they? They didn't do that one. But with Clarkson will, people like myself, will still carry on watching Clarkson. Don't bother me what he fucking says about people. It's just the way it goes. You know, you're not here to agree with everything that anybody says. But this is after some called for him to be sacked due to comments in an article saying that she should do the walk of shame like out of Game of Thrones. Spring Watch presenter, fucking hell, Chris Peckham, called on Clarkson to be jailed. Fucking jailed. Jailed for having an opinion about something. Are we in South Korea? Don't think so, Christopher. Are we? No, we're not. Chris he just wants a bit of an attention for himself, doesn't he, really? To make himself relevant, the fucking spiky haired twat. He's 61 and he's still got fucking spiky hair. Really? Obviously I haven't got hair. So before anybody says it, doesn't bother me. But who made him a judge where people can have an opinion and say it or write it and then go to jail for it? What are you actually aiming for there, Chris? You know, just a question. you can't just jail people because you don't like what they say. And in 2019, I did a bit of research, 2019, thousands signed a petition calling for the BBC to sack Packham. An online petition called for the BBC to sack the TV presenter gained over 100,000 signatures, right? 100,000 signatures. At the moment, and this is what I've just read here, Clarkson's only had 12,000 complaints. Yeah, he got 100,000 signatures trying to get him the sack. Now, personally, I don't think you should just go around sacking people because 100,000 people call for it. You can't do that in this day and age. So I defend Chris Packham because he was accused of flouting BBC oh, you fucking know what I'm trying to say, guidelines. So what is the fucking point? He wasn't sacked, he shouldn't be sacked, he was only accused, he wasn't found guilty, and so what? How many fucking people in the BBC have broken fucking rules? Now then, eh? But Peckham could also fuck off because he doesn't like fake grass, does he? Well, we've got a lawn out there that is fake grass, and when our dogs are out there running around in the shitty fucking winter and bringing all the mud back in, he can come round and clean our fucking carpets, can't he? I think he also had words with Clarkson over Greta, didn't he? I think he had words about telling him to shut up about what his grandchildren will remember him by. I tell you what his grandchildren will remember Clarkson by is the 60 million fucking quid he's got in the bank and a big fuck off farm. That's what they'll remember him by, Chris. What are they going to remember you by? Spiky hair. Apparently more than 60 MPs have since written to the editor of The Scum condemning the column in their strongest terms. Strongest terms. Member of Parliament being strongest terms. Funny how they can write a letter and do this. Yeah, when they had the debate about the yellow card scheme for the vaccination the other day, hardly any fucker turned up. They won't do it for that one, will they? The yellow card scheme over the vaccination of people being injured and stuff over the vaccination. No, you won't do that. Well, something like this, you'll fucking soon pipe up and like a little hetter. They've demanded the newspaper take action, claiming he's hateful or truthful. I think there's really any hate, although he said he hates her. I doubt if he really, it's only words, isn't it? Piece contributed to unacceptable climate of hatred and violence. Well, I've not seen any violence towards Meghan yet. I'm sure if somebody did have some violence towards Meghan, it would be plastered all over the fucking newspapers. But this is coming from fucking MPs that have been totally fucking useless. Well, they're totally fucking useless anyway, but they've been completely fucking totally bullshitting bollock bag useless for the last 3 years. With the lockdown and restrictions and stuff, didn't do fuck all, did they? They all just like fucking went along, following the so-called fucking science. But yeah, the last 3 years, the PMs, the members of Parliament have been fucking useless. In his column for The Scum, Jeremy compared his level of hatred for her to the serial of his level of hatred for her. He wrote, "I hate her, not like I hate Nicola Sturgeon or Rose West. I hate her on a cellular level." Now, why aren't people moaning that Rose West has been put in the same category as Nicola Sturgeon? Why aren't they moaning about... I've got that wrong, didn't I? Yeah, sorry, I've got that wrong. Why are people moaning that Nicola Sturgeon's been put on the same level as Rose West? Sorry, I got that wrong. Got it the wrong way around, didn't I? Eh? Why didn't they do that? Why are they saying... Why are people up in arms over that, saying that a leader of a fucking Scotland, yeah, is being classed the same as a fucking child murderer? That just don't seem to be going on. So anyway, when making this video, the Independent Press Standards organisation has received 12,000 complaints over the remarks. Now, 12,000 doesn't exactly seem to be a fucking lot, with the millions, to quote The Rock, millions who have read this. This is fucking worldwide news, this. I've just watched some stupid, like, loose women in Canada all fucking moaning about it. They're all sitting there around the table thinking they're all fucking special, right? You got all the audience still wearing fucking masks in Canada because Trudeau is there fucking bullying them all. Now, I just don't seem to think that 12,000 is a lot. 12,000. That's like you fill half of Leicester Stadium up, and when you look at it, you think, well, that ain't many, is it? That ain't many people there. So, is it really worth it? I mean, if that was a football team, right, visiting another football team, they'd be singing, "Your support is fucking shit. Your support is fucking shit." And that's what this is. 12,000 people complaining. That is shit. There shouldn't be anything until it's at least 100,000 people who have complained. It's like when there was something on the other day about some advert or something, it had got like 5 complaints, so they binned it. Why? Fucking grow up. Now, I'd guess Clarkson is paid a lot of money to write his article for the Scum, so he has to make it eye-catching, he has to make it appealing, he has to make it that what people want to read it. And this thing is what he does. He's quite clever at it. He's done it. He's done his job. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's reading it. There is no such thing as bad publicity. No matter how you look at it, Clarkson will bounce back from this. He's not bounced anywhere, to be fair. He's okay. This won't bother him one bit. In theory, all right, he might be sitting at home now thinking, oh, fucking hell, what have I done? But he won't. He'll be doing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and it wouldn't surprise me if there isn't a question about Meghan Markle in the fucking Meghan Markle. Merkel, I keep calling her Merkel after that German bird. Meghan Markle, just for the sake of it. It'll be there. They've already got it planned. ITV have already got it planned. They know what's going to fucking come off. But what cracks me up now is that a few years ago, somebody threw a milkshake over Nigel Farage, yeah? And Joe Brand suggested, or something along those lines, that it should have been battery acid that they'd thrown over him. Miriam Margoyles, or Gargoyles, or whatever her fucking name is, wished Boris Johnson had died when he had COVID. That's if he had COVID, because I still think that were a bit fucking false. Now, when all's said and done, these blokes have got family members. And there's people out there that I don't like. I don't particularly like Tony Blair. I'm sure people have heard me slate Tony Blair. But I wouldn't want to go around saying, I hope he dies of COVID. Because there is... It just doesn't fucking weigh up right. I've had people come on here and wish I would die of cancer. It's just words. It don't really bother me. But what I'm trying to say is that somebody on the wokey left side can say things like, it should have been battery acid, I hope he dies. Nothing really gets said. Nobody really kicks up a fuss. But we all know Clarkson's on the right-hand side. But as soon as he says something, it's all shock, horror. You can't say that. But at the moment, you may or may not like Clarkson, but at this moment, at the way it's going, this is how it'll go, right? If you keep slating or having a go or finding fault with Meghan, like Piers Morgan does, yeah, it's not picking on her or bullying her. When you say things, people are going to... I'm going to get some... I'll tell you right now, on this video, what are the comments going to be like? I am expecting a good amount of people to disagree with me, right? Because you've been programmed by the media at this moment in time to say that Clarkson is a bad man. And that's what's going to happen here. People are going to have a go at me now because I'm not standing by Clarkson or whatever, but yeah, I'm standing by Clarkson. Fuck it, I'm standing by Clarkson because we should be able to have the right to say what we want. He's not called on people to fucking go round there. He's just created a scene out of Game of Thrones. But what's going to happen is, anytime she says anything now in the future, people are going to be fucking labelled as bullying her, racist, sexist or misogynistic and what all this fucking stuff. People will throw it at you to try and shut you down, to shut you up. Now, when Meghan came to the royal family, I quite liked her. I thought she was good. I thought she'd be a bit of fresh air. Harry, I fucking loved Harry. I thought it was brilliant. He was like one of the lads. You know, he'd go out, he'd party, did what he did and everything. Yeah, went to war. And I thought it was brilliant. And when they got married, thousands turned out to see them. Millions watched it over the world. She was welcomed, she was loved. She'd done it. She created a fucking place where she could have lived forever. And people would have liked her and lived with her, and all she had to do was just go out every now and again, shake a few hands, meet a few kids, open a few fucking scout huts, smell some paint. She'd have been there. That's all she had to do. But no. It all went fucking sour at Wimbledon, didn't it? When she didn't want to mix with the fucking commoners. And that's when it started. That's when she didn't want to mix with the commoners. And that's when she took Harry's bollocks and put them in her purse. They talk of a private life, don't they? They talk of a private life. And I can understand that, how the press went after his mum. His mum played the press, let's face it. Diana played the press. She knew what she was doing. She was a very, very smart lady. And Harry wanted to take her away from Meghan. He wanted to take Meghan away from that. And I can understand that, protecting your family. You know, didn't want to do any work for the royals, but all that. So, shipped himself off to America. Do a bit of moaning in the press. Make a few accusations. Because they know that with these accusations, the royal family won't say anything. They never do. It's not like the Tudor times now, where you'd fucking had your head chopped off for treason. They just make these accusations and they know that the royal family won't fucking say anything. They get people like Clarkson to do it for them. And that lady Colin Campbell. So what they do is they moan about it to the press, and then they do an interview with Opera, and then they sign up to do a Netflix series for fucking millions. Now, I'm not classing Harry and Meghan with me and my family. But if you don't want the attention, you don't go on the camera. That's why you've lot have never seen Ginger on the camera, or a face anyway. Because if you don't want your life in the public, then you shut the fuck up. But the problem with this Harry and Meghan is they haven't got any way of making an income. All Harry knows is being a royal. All she knows is being a fourth-rate actress on a fucking shitty fucking lawyer thing. And they don't know how to make any money. So all they can do is sell the soul for the next highest bidder, which happens to be Netflix, to make money, or do interviews with Opera. But getting back to Clarkson, which is basically what this video is about. Alright, I've admitted he's one of my favourite personalities. He just does it for me. And companies employ him because of his unpredictability, but also because he's good. Now, he outgrew Top Gear. And let's face it, he punched a bloke and he survived that. And it's funny how there seems to be more fuss over words over a woman who's trying to destroy the royal family than there is over the fact that he hit somebody. I don't agree with everything that Clarkson says, and I wouldn't want anybody to agree with everything I say. But when Clarkson tweeted, following the Brexit vote, when I hear the name Boris Johnson, for some reason the words rope and nearest lamppost comes to mind. And this proves what my earlier comments were about Joe Brand and gargoyles. As long as it fits the agenda, the wokey left don't mind. They're quite happy for it. They're quite happy for Clarkson to suggest that, in theory, because when you put it all together, he's on about hanging him from a fucking lamppost with a rope. Because that's what it works. Clarkson's a farmer. He didn't like Brexit, and that's the way it is. Now I'm at the stage where I'm going to do exactly the opposite of what the media and government are telling me to do. I don't fucking care. The government and the media now, the media on this one, they're all saying, oh, Clarkson's a bad man, Clarkson's this, Clarkson's that. I don't fucking care. This video, I don't know what the reaction's going to be. It's going to be really interesting to see. But the best thing is, I don't need to have this social media lifestyle. I don't need to create my money through this. What I earn on here now is just pocket money to me. It doesn't mean anything as such. I'm still going to make money out of it, but it's only pocket money. I tweeted the other day when this was all coming out, Clarkson is a legend. And someone replied, thought you were okay until you spouted this hateful bollocks. Well, Charles is gone. I couldn't give a fuck. I like how people, they always like me, and then as soon as I tweet or say one wrong thing, they think I'm the worst person in the world or the worst person on social media. It's just how fickle people are. Jimmy Carr did a sketch about someone. He said something about hands up who hasn't had the jab. And anyway, he says, take that hand and slap it round your face. Well, that's aging well, isn't it? With all the problems that are coming through with the jab. But guess what? Even though Jimmy Carr said that, I still like him. And what I do like about Clarkson is that he hasn't grovelled. He hasn't cried and begged for forgiveness in the hope of saving his career. He's worth 60 million quid. So he's not really bothered as such as he hasn't got a career that needs to be saved. He's 60 million quid. I mean, how old is Clarkson? Is he 64? He's smoked all his life. He's drunk most of his life. I'd hardly say he's going to fucking run a marathon. His daughter, if she's still in the will after fucking having a go about him, she'll get some of that, won't she? They're all fucking fairly well done off. But what he has is, he didn't need to apologise. He's not done that. I'm sorry, I've made a mistake. No, please forgive me, blah, blah, blah. Because people see through that. People see through when somebody's begging and trying to apologise for something. You're better off not doing it. Because the public, although they might disagree with you, they'll see through what you're trying to do. They'll see through you trying to beg and save your career and save your income. That they will. And it makes it fucking worse. But the other thing is his response to it was brilliant. He didn't apologise, he tweeted something, he didn't apologise, and he didn't use the word sorry or anything like that. It says, oh dear, I've rather put my foot in it. In a column I wrote about Meghan, didn't even call her the Duchess of Sussex, which is fucking good. I made a clumsy reference to a scene of Game of Thrones, and this has gone down badly with a great many people. I'm horrified to have caused so much hurt, and I shall be more careful in the future. Classic response. Now, no doubt some of you people out there will be saying, oh, what if somebody said that about June or Ginge? Well, what if they had said it? What if they'd have said it? What's it going to achieve? What? Not going to do anything, is it? So if somebody said it, yeah, well done. Fucking well done. Like I said, I've had people on here wishing I'd die of cancer. And it just makes me fucking laugh. Because they seem to think that could upset me. The world out there is fucked. But the thing with Harry and Meghan is that If you go poking the hornet's nest, you're going to get stung, you're going to get comeback, people are going to push back. People have opinions, and people should be allowed to voice those opinions. The Palace haven't said anything, they never do. There's reports that Clarkson and Camilla are well known to each other. Markle wants to bring the royal family down. She has ideas above the station when all's said and done. And it's going to end badly for her. This will end badly for her. I don't know how, but she'll keep pushing and poking and prodding. There's calls for the second series of Clarkson's Farm to be cancelled. Well, I tell you what, if Amazon fucking cancel that, I'll cancel my Amazon Prime. And I would hazard a guess that there'd be quite a lot of people do the same as well. To be fair, I don't really use Amazon Prime. I only really watch Clarkson and Top Gear and stuff on there. It's just amazing. So to wind this up, it just goes to show how fucked we are when someone voices an opinion and people then call for them to be sacked. I don't understand the mentality of it. That if you start trying to wipe out people's opinions in opposition to what people are saying, that's only going to end up like 1930s Germany. Denise Walsh, right, she was brilliant during the COVID thing, and now she's defending Harry and Meghan to the hilt. It's obviously something she believes in. She honestly believes in it. I don't understand what her thinking of it is, because I've seen clips of the Netflix thing. I think that thing where Meghan and Harry are driving up to meet the Queen and Harry's banging on about, yeah, have you curtsied, and she does this, and she bows down, then she looks up and she's like, is that okay for you, Your Majesty? And I'm thinking, what the fuck are you on? And Harry's looking at her as if to say, what the fuck are you doing? Because if Harry's not looking at her saying, what the fuck are you doing, gal? There's something wrong. It's tradition, right? If you don't want to be part of the royal family, love, then don't fucking be part of it. It's what happens here. It's no good saying, oh, American viewers will get this. Americans love the royal family. Well, I'd say a fair few, because like most of our tourism comes from Americans that want to come over here to see the royal family. I've got people I know in America on Facebook, and they absolutely love the royal family. So I don't understand it. You don't want to be part of it, Meghan, then just make sure the door don't hit your fucking arse on the way out. So that's about it really, folks. Clarkson's a journalist. He says it how he sees it. There isn't many people like Clarkson left in the presenting world, because they seem to be shut down, they seem to be controlled, where Clarkson's a little bit uncontrollable. He'll still say what he wants to say and he'll still do what he wants to do. And I think that's a good thing in the journalist world, because there isn't many investigating journalists knocking around. The journalists nowadays just go for the easy life. They won't fucking investigate. In fact, today's journalists are pretty fucking useless. That they are. So there's my video with Clarkson and Meghan. Leave your comments down below. Be interesting to read them, see how people think about this. I do like seeing what people think. Haters.